Out of mission, what have you got?
You tore me to pieces.
Well,
That wasn't very
it's
nice.
the Kraken. I've been after it. I won't deny it.
I am the
Still yet to see an ephemera, but a Kraken. Part way through the Requiem 3 and vanquished. I was guessing what the third one was because they actually went in order. But down he goes. Level 3. Third guess. Fourth guess. Sorry. No, that would be right. Third guess. Holy heck, he stole cubics. Ooh, that is a bad Kuva Lich. Well, he's gone now. Anyway, it's time to start the cracking puns, because, well, I have a video called Release the Kraken that I never released because, let's be honest, the Kraken it's not a cracking gun. The other reason I didn't release that video is, well, it was never finished. I completely forgot about it. But, as expected, better crit chance, better crit multiplier, better fire rate, better magazine, better reload speed, better status chance, less damage. It is the way these things go. Despite everybody telling me otherwise, every single one of them does less damage than the normal version, but has better crit chance, and honestly with this thing, it's the crit chance that could be the saving feature of it, because it's just one of those entry-level guns. The Kraken is one of the early ones that you should get. It's old. You used to buy it with credits, if I remember right. But please tell me you have... Yes, again, no polarities. This is great because you get to experience it get better as you form it, rather than being able to go, oh, it's got 2 Vs in, and have a hell of a build before you've even put a single former into them. I know a lot of people would disagree with that because having the formers in there already make it easy, but when you have to former it 5 times to get it to its max rank of 40, having former on there can be annoying. I can't believe this actually happened. I don't have footage of it from earlier, but I just re-rolled my Kraken Riven, which was toxin damage and... Toxin damage, 4 pound something punch through and minus zoom, and it gave me that. Again, it's not the best, not the most amazing that there is, but I will take that over that any day of the week. Obviously for leveling this, I'm going to leave that in there because I can't fit the other mod that I want to put in because it's 1 point short, so I'll leave that in there for damage for now, but instead of running Augur Pact or even Magnum Force, 165, I think I'll run that instead. So that's at least 2 Vs, and I am really happy that's there because that is going to be the saving feature of this gun. Crit damage, multi-shot. I'm hoping this thing becomes pretty decent pretty quickly. Even without this, I can't see a downside to this considering it has more crit. It can go to 60.3% crit chance, that's crit damage sadly. That will go to 5.9 times crit damage. Ooh, I'm getting tingles. And dare I say it, this thing actually turned out to be a cracking little gun. Sorry, we'll call that the last one, but it did. It amazed me for the fact it ended up with a 60.3% crit chance with a 5.9 times multiplier, I nearly said 8, and 85.9% status. It doesn't look like it should do a great deal of damage, but 5.9 times the crit multiplier means it does nearly 6 times the damage, and it does so quite well. I at first hated this thing. Having to put the former in these is getting old really quickly. There's no getting around that. 5 former is overkill for these. An extra 2, I could understand. But 5? There is just no reason for that. You can put amazing builds on these. Probably after 2 former. 3 or 4 former. When you 5 former a weapon, you end up with nearly half the points still left available. But, wow. Ignoring Magnum Force, because it's a complete waste of time, you need to keep the accuracy with this. This thing, it had a noticeable, wow, is this really a Kraken type feel to it? And it was just, I was amazed on how well it worked while you were hunting for Kuva Thralls. Because you start those at level 60 and they can go up to level 120, and at level 120, yes, you will end up shooting them quite a few times with this, but you will with any weapon. But I didn't think this was going to be any good at all. Yes, I'll admit there's a high probability that that Riven ended up being way better than it probably should have been, or turning this weapon way better than it should have been. Without it, it's just not as good. But with a Riven in this, wow, it made a noticeable difference. I don't tend to favour the secondaries that you need great accuracy for. The Twin Stubbers, I'm looking forward to trying way more than this. If I'm being honest, I actually have those, and I'm using them more than I'm using this. But putting it back on after them, I've still found myself going, why did I take this off? Oh yeah, to 5 format many other weapons, because there's so many of them. And I'm still missing the Seer out of all of the secondaries. Can you see what I did there? Oh no, that's going to be a video full of puns as well. Yes, people are hating on this weapon. No matter where you look, it's, oh, the Kraken's the worst out of all of them, the Kraken is rubbish, the Kraken is just mastery fodder. It's not. If you have the primed pistol gambit, primed target cracker, this thing becomes really good by itself. You can, of course, put different things in there. Yes, I have an elemental combo using the dual elemental mods, adding corrosive to the innate radiation that this thing had. Most of the weapons I'm actually end up with radiation on, because I'm using Equinox to start off my Thralls, mainly because my Lichling that starts the Kuva Lich. But that's just because I'm usually doing something else and have that frame equipped. I need to start getting other ones because I would like to have something, just Toxin would be nice, to combine it to make the corrosive stronger. Would be a great combination on this. The fact it has the radiation on there didn't ruin the weapon. It makes it pretty good, but Toxin or Heat or any other one would have been good. But of course in the future I can get a different one and swap them over fairly easily. Is the gun actually bad? No. It is not as bad as you expect it to be, considering it is still, when you look at it at the end of the day, it is still just a Kraken. It is way better, and yes, I had to fight the urge to pun there pretty hard. It is still a vast improvement over the original one, which is what these are supposed to be. Compared to the normal Kraken, this is a huge improvement. Even throwing the same build on the normal Kraken will not do anywhere near the kind of damage that this does, because it has the extra crit chance and status that most of the Kuva weapons have. They may have a little bit less damage, but the added kind of perk you get depending upon your Lich's percentages and other things do make that damage more, meaning it has more damage, more crit, more status, more crit multiplier. It is just better than the normal Kraken in every way. Actually, to the point that it still amazes me that this will take out level 60 to 80 enemies fairly easily. But we've gone on too long. Nope, fight urge to make another Kraken pun. I said that was the last one, so we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.